So we're back again, and I actually thought that I would stop down here after we deleted our own posts, but I want to add like a little thing just for you guys, just for making it all the way to this course. And there's actually going to be a lot of things that's going to be added to this project in the near future. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and add a status for the post. So we want when the user goes ahead and insert a post in our website, we need to go ahead and activate it or deactivate it. So like it's like when you like post a post on Facebook in a Facebook group, and like it goes pending for first of all, and after that the admin group approves this post, and it goes live on the Facebook group. So this is basically going to be the same. We are going to be like creating our column down here in the post table, and we are going to check for the status of this post, and depending on this we will be like showing buttons down, buttons just like these with deactivated or activated, and we are going to be like control this whole thing from here, and we're only going to be allowing we are going to be like showing the posts on our user in our users end that's only activated, okay, not the deactivated ones. And of course when the user like submits his own post, it's going to be deactivated by default. All right, so I hope that you guys get this. I hope that this makes sense and it's easy for you. So we can actually go ahead now and create our own column, which we are going to be using for this video. So we can go after body, create a new column, and we can call it status, and the length of this one is going to be only 1, because it's going to be only 1 or 0, and this is how we are going to dictate our own posts. And the default, we're going to go as defined, and now we can define like a default value when the user creates this post, and this is going to be 0 by default, so it's going to be deactivated. All right, so if we look up over here, we can see that we got the status column after the body, and it's all zeros, so this is going to be deactivated. And if we go ahead right here to our code, we need to go ahead maybe after the user, and we can say down here status. All right, and we can go to our own query, and we can go post dot status. So because we're actually going to be using it as status. All right, so it's looking great now. So if we go down here now, we're gonna do a little trick down here with an if statement. We are gonna like check for the value of row status, and if it's 0, we are going to be like showing a button, a red button with like deactivated, and if it's not, we are going to be showing another like primary button that's now the post is activated. Right, so if we go ahead down here, if we go if row status is identical to 0, we can go ahead, copy this, and we are going to be like redirecting the anchor down here to another page, which what we're going to be using to actually update our own posts. So if we go, let's change this to status. All right, status dash posts.php, and let's change this to st, which is going to be the status for our own post, and let's like remove the ID, maybe we'll call this status also. So we need to be fetching this page with our own status, okay, for this post, and also for our own and also with our own ID. All right, so we did it with our own status, and now we can go and fetch it with the ID, because we need to identify which post that we're actually updating the status for. So to fetch like a second parameter, we are gonna go with this sign, and we are gonna go ID equal to PHP echo out row ID. So now it's looking great, and if the row status is 0, it will display this whole thing, and we're gonna leave it as like danger, because now it's deactivated. All right, deactivated, and we're gonna copy this whole thing, and we're gonna see else we need it to be activated. So it's not 0, it's going to be 1, and if it's 1, we can activate this post. And of course, just like what we did for the activation like link, we are gonna leave the activation link as we're seeing down here, because of course we need to be activated and deactivated. And we are gonna go for this one as a button primary, and we are gonna say activated. All right, so now it's looking great. And F. So now it's all done. And if we save this one, let's go ahead and refresh. Got any errors? And we can see that we got all of them down here, and they're all deactivated, because of course like the values, they're all 0. So if we go with the post of the ID 10, and maybe we'll change this to 1, and it should like show up a primary button with activated text. If we refresh, you can see that we got it over here, and it's actually activated. If you look down here, you are gonna see the status is 1 and the ID is 10, and if you look down here, you are gonna see the status is 0 and the ID is 11 down here at the left bottom of the of the video. All right, so now it's looking great. We can actually try one more, and as you're seeing down here, it's changing. So the if statement is working fine, and that's perfect. Now we need to go ahead and create our own status-posts.php. And you might say, how we are going to update something when we don't have a form? I would say that we are going to update it on the fly. We're just going to send like 2 pieces of data, or we're going to send 2 parameters, and we are going to be creating our own query, and we are going to be redirecting the user back when we click the links and after it's updated. So if we go status-posts.php, and we can go ahead right away and grab some code from update-categories. We can grab this whole thing. All right, so we go up here. We need to grab two parameters now. One is ID, and the other one is status, just like just like what we're showing down here. Here is one, and here is the second parameter. All right, so now it's there too. This is going to be the ID, and the second one, it's going to be the status. Right, so now it's doing fine. We don't need like any selection. We are gonna be updating right away, so we don't need any of this, and we're not gonna need any of these things down here. So let's remove all of this. Let's remove this. All right, and we can leave this link, but maybe we will go. So if we look up over here, yeah, we need like to go where this is going to be posts, show posts page. We're gonna go back to it, and this one's going to be posts dash admins, which is like our folder down here. So it's all good for now. All right, so we want to like check for those right here. So basically we want to go, if is set, we are gonna remove this, and we need to check for the status, because based on the status we are gonna be running some query down here. All right, so we wanna go if status is equal to 0, we wanna like do, we want to do an update query, and we want to update, of course, posts set status to the status that we have over here. All right, where the ID is equal to the ID over here, and this, if the status is 0, actually we need to set it to 1. I'm sorry about that. So basically we're saying if the status is like identical to 0, and if the user clicks on it, we need to set the status to 1, because we're changing it. Okay, there is only 2 values, and those 2 values are 1 and 0, and else we're gonna copy this whole thing, else that means like the status is equal to 1. We are gonna be updating the posts, set status to 0. All right, so for the execute, we don't have any names. Let's remove all of this. We are gonna remove all of this. So now it's looking great. Let me customize this whole thing a bit. All right, so now I'm guessing that it will work now. Everything is looking fine. And after we do these things down here, we are gonna go back to the show dash posts down over here. All right, so we save all of this. We actually have some kind of error. If it said, yeah, we actually forgot end. All right, so we need to check for both. If it said the get ID and it set the get status, so we're catching 2 parameters. So if we go ahead and refresh this whole thing, you can see that nothing is going on down here. We have like 1 0 excuse me, 101. And if we go activate, and now you can see that's actually deactivated. And if we go back, let's check if this is going to be 0 or not. You can see it's actually changing back to 0. So now the post is deactivated. And if we go for the last one, you can see that's now deactivated. And if we go, you can see that now it changed it back to 0. And of course we can like go for this as long as we want it. We can control the whole thing now. Everything, every post now, it's in our own hands, and we can do what we like with it. So I want to go and insert some kind of post right now. So if we go users, can't remember any password, I don't know why. Maybe we'll go login. Yeah, and we actually, it's not the same, so maybe we'll grab this and go login, and now we're actually logged in. So if we go create, if we look up over here, we only have like 3 posts, and they are the same that's being showing up. And we can go post 3, post 3, and we can grab some data. We can go ahead to tech, and can go ahead and grab some image. We're gonna go create. You can see that right now our post is being showed up despite the fact that it has the status 0 down here. And of course this is not what we want. So if we close this whole thing now, save everything. All right, and if we go to posts, if we go to the index, let's leave posts for now, and we need to select like every post that we have where status is equal to 1, and only 1. We need to be selecting our activated posts. So if we save all of this, and if we go back right here, and if we refresh, you can see that we got only like 2 posts down here, which are, you know, the only posts that has like that has like 1 and 1 of the status, and the posts that are activated, the post 12 and the post 1, which are over here. If we go ahead and let's refresh this, we can see that we have our own post 3 down here. If we actually activate it, and if we refresh, you can see now the post 3 is like is activated. If we actually go down here, we can of course go back to the category.php page, and we can also take a look and change this thing down here, and we can see where post.category-id is equal to the ID, and the status is equal, like it's equal to 1, and we can like select this. We can go over here and go post.status as status. All right, so if we save now, so if we look up the post 2 down here, and the post 2 is actually deactivated, so it will not show any data down here. It shouldn't be showing any data. So if we look up at the category, it will not show up any data. So if we look up the post 2, if we activate it down here, so every post now it's going to be activated, and we look up over here, if we refresh, that we can see our own posts down here. So yeah, that's basically it. This is how you activate or deactivate your own posts on the website. It's extremely easy. It's one, as you can see that down here, it's not that complicated, you know. You only do like an update, and that's basically it. So I want to do a little thing down here. Let's like log out from this. We look up over here. We made sure, like for the first video in the blog in the admin panel, that we don't go to our index page directly, but I want to copy this whole thing, and I want like to go to log out, and now we're logged out. The session is destroyed, everything is gone. And if we actually paste this all over again and click, you can see that we're still going to the same page. So this is where we are going to be doing some refining, and we're going to be checking for our validations and stuff like that. We don't want to like show this is messed up. We want to be changing this in the next couple of videos, just like what we did with the user end. So I'm guessing that's it for this one. I know this video like got too long, but I will see you in the next one.